Hello? All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the second Donbrothers live stream, I think, ever. I don't know. Wait. Okay. The second live stream of 2022, though, for sure. Had to get my bearings here for a second because I haven't streamed. I didn't stream at all. Or no, is it the first of 2020? Okay, hold on. I should have checked beforehand. I actually did check beforehand just so I could see like what I was missing or like what I missed since the last time I streamed. But I didn't check the date. So I need to check the date. That was December. So this is the first stream of 2022. What? Hello everyone in 2022, although it's February, so by now I've already said hi cuz I already did a few videos. Let me go through the chat. Who's here? Hello, Benno, King Tyranno, Jose Garcia, Not a Good Gamer, Fire Drake, Megadon, Gamers Force Ranger. Hello, Mr. Cooper 92, Megadong, Chaotic Dev, Anthony Thomas Jr., Luna Raptor says Happy Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day. That is true. It is Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day, everyone. My Valentine's Day present to all of you is live streaming. So yeah, that's fun. So if you didn't see up the thumbnail and the title of the video, we are talking about Donbrothers today because like almost a week ago, I'm a little bit late. This is why I don't do news videos. About a week ago, we got the press conference, so we got a bunch of news for Donbrothers that we didn't have before, as in like we know a lot of stuff now. So I'm gonna talk all about that. But I also figured since it's been like over a month since I last streamed, I figured I also should talk about Revice, because there's some cool stuff happening in Revice as well. So before we begin, I have a question. Should I start talking about Revice, or should I start talking about Donbrothers? Because I will talk about both of those, and I guess Donbrothers and Zenkaiger, or Zenkaiger fits in somewhere, but it's mainly Revice and Donbrothers. So just say like Rider or Sentai, or like Donbrothers or Revice, whatever you want me to start with. Meanwhile, I'll keep saying hi. Hello, Spider Guy, Tavo, Fire Fury, Grim Water. I'm seeing a lot of Revices. Revice for an appetizer. Yeah, because there's not a lot to Revice. Obviously, like, the big thing is Donbrothers. So, alright, everyone's saying Revice. So I guess we'll start with Revice, which is perfect, because I already had the one Revice picture I'm going to use to talk about up. So, I guess we'll start with Revice. So the big thing for Revice, which has actually just happened, so it's kind of a fun timing, is we got the whole we got the super form, which is called Jack Revice, I think. Yes, it is Kamen Rider Jack Revice. I've seen like a couple things, like it's either Jaku Revice, like Jaku Dragon from Saber last year, which is also just a Japanese word for dark. So I've seen Jaku Revice, Jack Revice, but I think it's Jack Revice because it's supposed to be like hijack Revice. So that's pretty fun. So essentially, as you can see, it is just it is kind of just a repaint of Revi Rex. But the big thing is it's our first like quote unquote fusion form, because it's Vice. I mean you've probably seen the episode. The episode's out, so I'm kind of like talking like generally. So Vice is finally like in the driver's seat. So that's really cool. Like everyone kind of figured that we were gonna be getting a Kamen Rider Revice, because that's the name of the show. It kind of makes sense that the final form of of the show would be Revi and Vice turning into Revice, but what I wasn't expecting is it to happen so soon with the super form, because we obviously still have a final form to go, and I think we might have another form coming next month before the final form. That's a bit up in the air. But we obviously still have the final form. But what I like here is that it's Revice, Kamen Rider Revice, but they've still left the door open for like a different Revice final form, because this isn't, I mean, it's not really a fusion form of Revice and Vice per se. It kind of is, but not really, because it's just Vice in control and like Revice gone. it's mainly just Vice, but they've called it Kamen Rider Revice. So the final form can still be Kamen Rider Revice, but it's like both of them in control at the same time. I think, someone just mentioned it's like a prototype Revice, and yet that's pretty much the best explanation, that it's like prototype Revice, and then the final form will presumably be like full on Revice, because this is again like Jack Revice, so the final form is probably just Revice. So I think that's pretty cool. I like that little difference in like terms of just kind of the idea, because I think Revice is pretty interesting with its form like concepts because of the two main riders. So I think that's pretty cool. Aesthetically, I really don't like the Vice stamp. Like as a weapon, it's pretty cool as like a knuckle duster rolling stamp thing. I think it looks super bad in the belt though. It's like way too big in the belt. Might be weird for a Saber and X8 fan to complain about big things in the belt, but I don't know. I don't think it looks good in the belt. I think they just keep getting bigger. I just realized with Volcano like hanging off, and now it's like this is one thing hanging off. So I guess I don't know. I mean, to be fair, Ryder does have, I don't know. I feel like Saber did it well though with like the big things, because it was a big thing hanging off the front, but it actually like it filled out like the missing spots in the belt usually. So this is just kind of like, it's not filling, there's no like missing spots, so it just kind of hangs off the side and it looks really weird. But the suit itself, this is probably, I have the most original opinion. This is probably my favorite Revice form for like Revi and Vice. It just looks, the colors are real great. It is just black and silver, but it looks really cool, and the blue really pops as well. And then the other thing too is, you can't really see it in this picture, but some people have been talking about it, and like if you get real close, you can kind of see Revi and Vice's suits. They have different like patterns in their eyes, and this replicates that. Like the right eye has the same pattern as Revi's eyes, and the left eye has the same pattern as Vice's eyes. Like the pattern in the eyes, not like the shape of it, because obviously you can see the shape is different. And that's another thing I really love too, that the shape of like the left side is kind of mimicking Vice. Like it's kind of like a spikier version of his hair, and then the spikes also work because on that side, because that's like the side Vice is usually standing on, I think. So it is kind of like they merged. So I think it looks really great. Definitely my favorite looking Revice suit. I might say my favorite Revice suit in general. Definitely for Revi and Vice. But Revice in general maybe as well. And I saw the one other fun thing too is they took Vice's suit actor is the one that will be wearing this suit, and it's going to be his first time as kind of like Vice, he's going to be it's his first time in the pilot seat of a rider season as the main rider. So that's pretty cool. We did just get it debuting this last episode. I haven't seen it subbed yet, but from what I saw, the debut wasn't really that interesting. Like the fight itself, like once he henshins, it's like awesome. Like the fight is interesting. Next episode looks awesome. Like the implications of everything are really cool, but it just kind of felt really haphazardly forced into this latest episode. So I don't know. I wasn't really a fan of that. But but like again, the effects when he transforms are really badass. Like the whole thing was like even the small detail of like the text screen that appears behind them that I actually forgot that was an aesthetic in the show, because that went away like a lot of episodes ago. So I completely forgot about that being a thing. But I think it was pretty cool they brought that back. But then they have an effect of like it getting corrupted by Vice, because again he's in control. So I think that was a really interesting touch. And then obviously the big thing everyone's talking about is they brought in the effect from the intro of the show where Vice is standing under Iki. They have Vice under Revice, and then he like corrupts Revice, and then because that's kind of the effect the suit gives off, like a corrupted Revice. So yeah, I don't know. It's like everything about the suit, the suit, other than the belt. The belt is not good, but the suit is great. The story implications are great. The henshin's great. It's just like, I don't know, it felt really oddly placed in like a comedian episode right after Hiromi died as well. Well, died in quotes because he's obviously not dead. But I don't know, it was just it felt out of place where we had the supposed death of a character, and then next he's just, I don't know, next is a comedy episode, and then, oh no, now we have possession or something. So I don't know, it was kind of odd. But I am curious to see what you guys think. I did see a few people were already saying they really liked the form, which is true. I agree with that. Someone said Jack and the Beanstalk form. Saber reference. Someone asked, why does this give me Build Hazard vibes? I would assume it gives you Build Hazard vibes because this and Build Hazard have the same color scheme of being black, and that's it. So they have a little bit similar not character. They have their colors are a little bit similar, so that might be the connection you made there. Yes, the Demon's Driver did come out today. That is true. And it's a really, really, really cool toy. I can't wait to get mine. And then don't worry, I'll do a video when I get mine for anyone curious. I'm in the second batch, so I'll be getting it like next month. But I am very excited for that toy. It looks great. It's too bad old Tekka has it now. Because I liked it when Hiromi got it. I liked Hiromi, so it's sad to see he's gone for a bit. So I do wonder if this means we'll be doing big final forms again, since this feels a lot like what Revice's final form should be. I think the final form is going to be a repaint, but it's going to be a repaint of this. They're going to take this and dip it in like Revice colors or whatever, and then this will be the final form, I think. Or they'll put some more color in it. But that's honestly what I think. I think they're still going to repaint. They're just going to repaint the different suits for the final form. And also, one last thing I wanted to point out about the suit, I forgot to mention this, but like, there's another fun detail where on the left chest pad, on the Revice suits, of course, you can see there's like a little imprint of the stamp, like image, and it's gone here because obviously there wouldn't be a T-Rex, but there's also just nothing there, and I don't know, that kind of adds to like the unsettling nature of the suit, like that it in the most tiniest ways it breaks from the other suit designs. So I think that's pretty cool, because again it makes it more than just like a straight repaint. It is a repaint for the most part. It does put it does have extra details, but it is just a repaint for the most part. But those like missing details as well are really effective, so I think that's really cool. They could make both sides spiky, so it's kind of symmetrical. I don't know, that would be kind of weird though. Like, I would keep the spikes and keep them Vice's colors, and then the other side, then you make that Revice colors. Someone asked, where would I put a Vice stamp to put Iki back? I don't think they're gonna do that. I really don't. It just like, I know there's supposed to be like another Revice power up coming out next month apparently, but it doesn't. I don't think it would really fit in. Like, I don't know, because there's not like we have Bodied and Volcano already, and Bodied had there's a clear through line that you give Vice an upgrade, and then there's a big, like, you could attach a thing to Bodied, but then this doesn't have an attachment spot. Again, it's so big that, like, I don't know, you can't add anything to it, because then you can't wear the belt at all, because it's just gonna fall off. So I don't think they're gonna really upgrade this at all. Maybe they'll do like what 01 did, and they'll give him a new weapon, and then like Iki can be in the weapon. So that's like Iki's, or like Revice Iki's incorporation into the form. But I don't think they're gonna like have Iki come back. In an episode, like, I'm sure we're gonna get Iki and Vice coming back as characters. Like, we're gonna have Iki in control again, and Vice is a demon. But I'm pretty sure for this form, it's always gonna be Vice in control. So I think, like, after a couple of episodes or something, we're gonna get Iki back as the host. But then for this form, I mean, like, it could be in a battle, they're losing or whatever, and then Iki throws Vice the belt, and then Vice will transform into this form, so they're more powerful, and then maybe Iki goes into like a weapon or something, and then they fight or whatever. That's what I feel like the direction they're gonna take the show in. Because it doesn't make sense to lose this form, because it's the super form. It doesn't make sense to upgrade it unless it's like the final form, like it gets repainted into the final form. Yeah, that's what I think. Can't the magnet pad for the stamp come off? Yes, the magnet pad for the stamp can come off. I feel like that's a final form thing, though. Like like for 01, that's when they switched the pad so they switched like the front plate for the final form. For Saber, the only time they switched out the whole sword and the belt was for the final form. So switching out the pad feels like a final form thing. And then I think like the super form upgrade thing is just going to be a weapon. So basically, I guess, so that's about it for Revice. So I'm going to move on to Donbrothers soon, here in a second. But I just want to lock in my final guess. We're going to get like a couple more episodes of Vice being Vice as Revice. And then him and Iki are going to like reconcile or whatever, even though they're not really like feuding. It's just that Vice wants to be in control. Once they give up, Iki's going to become the host again. Vice is going to turn back into a demon, but now going forward, so then they're going to do that. But now going forward, if they need a power-up, they can switch by letting Vice become Revice, and Iki will become like a weapon device for Vice to use in this form. And then the final form, I'm pretty sure, will be a repaint of this form as the two of them fused into one being, as opposed to one in control while the other's a weapon, or like they're both separate riders or whatever. So there you go. Someone asked, are you like Kamen Rider? Yes, I am like Kamen Rider. So now we're going to move on to the big news, but before I do that, I'm going to take a drink of water. So okay, so the big news of the month, I guess the month, is the Avataro Sentai Donbrothers press conference. I mean, that's it. We got the press conference, so we got the cast, the news, the whatever. So we're gonna talk about the press conference. So in the past, I've kind of started doing this like in recent streams. I had the trailer playing, and then I talked over it. But every time I did that, I get copyright claimed. So I'm not gonna play the trailer. I'm not sure if you can tell, but this actually is the trailer I've got up here as a video. So I am going to be like talking about the trailer using like pictures of the trailer, but I'm not going to actually play the trailer in full and with sound, of course. So in the description, I have linked to the press conference. Sorry, not the press conference. To the trailer. It's just up on YouTube. So if you want to see my thought, or if you want to see the trailer for yourself on its own, you can go watch it like right now, and then you can come hop back in, and then I'm gonna be talking about the trailer. So I'm just gonna go like through the trailer, just like the bits of it or whatever, because like it's not been subtitled yet, so I'm not gonna be talking about like the subtitles. It's gonna be kind of like guessing or whatever. And actually, I forgot, I need to bring up my phone because I do have the cast listing, so I'm gonna be using this like as the visuals and stuff. So the beginning's like, look, Peach, because he's got a peach on his forehead, and then here's the gang doing their thing. You can see the CG. I'll talk about that. Don Momotaro, they're happy. Logo, look, character. Okay, so here's here's our Red Ranger leader that we met last month, in almost like a month ago, I guess, in Zenkaiger, but we finally got his actor and like his name this month in Donbrothers, or for Donbrothers, which is really fun. And actually, before I get into that, I do want to touch briefly, because last time I was here, we were talking about Don Momotaro appearing in Zenkaiger, and I was specifically like, I was worried about his appearance, because it was rumored he would show up and be a main cast member for the rest of Zenkaiger, and I was hoping that they were just going to do a summon and he was just going to fight, and that was it, and that was exactly what happened. So I think that's like my favorite pre-Ranger season debut ever, just for the novelty of it being in the show. That is crazy that you have him appearing 2 months before his show in a different show. Like no other, at least like Toei season in the last few years has done that. So that's really crazy. But then the fact he's just there for like a fight scene to market that season, and then like he could come back in the next couple episodes. We do only have 2 episodes of Zenkaiger left, but as far as we know, like, he's not appearing for those. But even if he does, I'd be perfectly okay with that, because right now he just did a cameo. So I think that's really great. I think it was very well done, and I'm excited to see how the sequel aspects come into play. But I'll talk about that later, because right now we have his name again. So he's Momotaro. So Momotaro, or no, I think. Okay, this is backwards, actually. So his name's actually Taro Momoe, but if you read it like in Japanese, like last name, first name, it's Momotaro. So I think that's fun. But his name is Taro. So he's a young man who has arrived on Earth in a peach-shaped capsule as a kid. He is a competent swordsman who cannot tell a lie. So we don't actually see like his origin thing with the peach-shaped capsule here, which is kind of interesting. I don't know what is the choice for that. The trailer doesn't really focus. Okay, actually, it does kind of focus on Yellow a bit, which is really interesting. But it doesn't really focus on Red at all. Even though, like, it seems like the show will kind of focus on him, because he's like the big, crazy, the Dawn of the Donbrothers. So it was kind of weird that like it doesn't really focus on him or his backstory at all in the trailer. So yeah, like the peach capsule thing is really weird. It feels like something you'd want to show off in the trailer. Like, look, here's the weird Red Ranger arriving in a peach capsule, but no, there is no peach capsule. So, next that we're introduced to in the trailer is, okay, yeah, I guess we just see Yellow here, but she doesn't actually do anything yet. So next is Saru brother, the big monkey man, whose name is Saruhara Shinichi. So again, there's a trend here with all the characters. They're like, part of their ranger name is in their actual name. So he's Saruhara because Saru brother. It's kind of like Zenkaiger, where the Kikanoi names were their their like ranger names, I guess. So that's funny. So he is known as the Professor for his analytical mindset. He fights with brute strength and can quickly spot an opponent's weakness. So he is a big blue gorilla, but he's smart. So he's like Professor Hulk and Enki. And I did want to pause on this one frame because you can see, any of these frames, I guess, actually, you can see, as we talked about last month, they've just got the monkey ranger is he's doubled up. I don't know what else to say. They really got that attention to detail with the monkey man. So I guess good job, designers or whatever. Okay, so next up is the fan favorite ? I'm not sure, but he's Kiji brother, who actually I said he was my favorite last month, and I think he's still my favorite. He's Kijino Tsuyoshi, so Kijino because Kiji brother, very funny. He's the oldest of the team. As the series begins, he lives a normal life compared to the others. He specializes in aerial combat attacks. So this doesn't have the important thing that everyone's talking about, which is really interesting. I grabbed these off of Toku Nation, but I guess they didn't translate everything or something, because the big thing everyone's talking about is that his main character bio is he's old, but not like that old, but like he's old in, I guess, compared to Yellow, who's literally a teenager, and he's like 33 or something. So that alone, he's like, I guess, kind of older. But his bio does say he's what? He doesn't have a dream and instead lives for the dreams of his wife. So he is a wife guy in Sentai as the first male Pink Ranger. And I don't know, I think that's just kind of a funny thing to make the first male Pink a character of like who's just wants to help his wife or whatever, because Pinks are usually, I mean, they have been girls up until him. So I don't know, I think that's just kind of a funny thing, like the first male Pink is still obsessed with a girl instead of being a girl. So, and instead of like being obsessed with a girl in a creepy way, they made him married, so it's like a wholesome way. And then we see our first look at the CG Rangers. Okay, well, kind of. So there's like a lot of here and there about the CG. It's not the greatest, of course, because it's Toei. It wasn't gonna be the greatest anyways. But it's not as bad as people are really saying, at least in my opinion. Obviously, if you think it looks horrible and you're not going to watch the show because of it, by all means, please don't watch the show. Just watch what you want, watch what you don't want. I personally think by Toei standards, it's decent. Like, it's obviously not good, but it's not horrible by Toei standards, because looking at this image of Kiji, I'm not sure if my mouse is showing up, but the left shoulder, you can see they've got like wrinkles going on, and if you look at his like below the belt, there's like creases going on with like they've, at least in the model, they've added like pieces that look like that would be there on if it was an actual suit. And that alone, like when he's in motion, that's gonna help a lot, because it's gonna help him actually look like a real suit, because he's got details from the actual suits, so he's gonna look real, kind of. Obviously, he doesn't look real, weird. And then the other problem too is, you can kind of see at the bottom here, is he just doesn't have shadows. So like that's just not gonna help ever. Like when your character doesn't have shadows, it's not gonna look real ever. And Toei just doesn't really add shadows to their things, so that's not gonna that's never gonna work. But just looking at it in this picture here, and I think the other one, you can't really see it that well. You can kind of see it in the other one, just like the reflections as well, like match. I don't know if they match the environment really, but they definitely match like the material the suit would be made out of. So they really have like, there's an effort here to make at least Kiji look realistic, if not entirely real, because he doesn't have shadows, and he is a bit glossier than he should be. But I don't know, there is something here where he does look kind of real, so I think that's really good. There's an effort here, A+ for effort, but execution's not great. But the other thing that's really cool is there is a physical Kiji Brothers suit, as you can see in this picture. They've just got at least like the upper half, so I'm pretty sure we're going to be getting a lot of shots with like the upper half of him. And then when you cut to like the wider shot of him, then like that will look weird, but then you have this like real tangible elements that will help him look real as well. So I don't know, I think it's just, I mean, it's weird to make a CG Ranger, and obviously, like, with the real suit, you have to question, like, why didn't they just make him a normal-sized man, and then just film that? Just have a normal Sentai team? I mean, I guess it's just, they're just trying to do something different, I guess, and the something different is CG people. So, I don't know. That's just something we all have to deal with, I guess. But I don't know, I kind of like the weird, I like the weird, we're gonna try something weird and different, I guess. And I don't know, there's like, I guess they clearly kind of thought about this with a physical suit for close-ups. So, and this is still my favorite suit of all of them, by the way. The Kiji Brother suit looks real great. And this, I don't know, people are mean about the Slender Man design. I mean, like, I don't know, he's just Friend. He's just Friend who's trying to help his wife. Don't be mean to him. So next up is the other CG Friend, whose name, what's his name? Inu brother. His name is Inuzuka Tsubasa. So there you go, Inu in his name. He is a wanted fugitive at the start of the series, hunting down the one who committed the crime he is accused of. Yeah, okay. he's a whole ass criminal in the Sentai season. So that's really funny. We don't know what the crime he's accused of for. He could be accused for like shoplifting. That would be funny. He's on the run for shoplifting. I don't know. I feel like they might make it murder. I don't know. That feels like the weird route they would take it. But I also don't. That's a kid's show, so I don't know if they would do that. But either way, there's a mystery crime he's accused of, which is really funny. Well, okay, the reason it's really funny is because he looks like, you know, if you told me he had committed a crime, I would believe you because of this jacket and like his hair. Like, I don't know. like he looks real edgy, and then they're like, he's a criminal or like a wanted fugitive, and it's like, okay, yeah, he looks like a wanted fugitive. And then he transforms and he is a dog. He's shorter than he's shorter than Oni's sister by like 3 feet or something. He's a baby. There he is. Here's a good shot of him. So this is where the CG is weird, where I don't think it works as well. Just because, I don't know. I mean, this is where the shadow thing is like really important, because we're so up close to him, and like we're so up close to him so that the lack of shadows is really noticeable. And then like, I don't know, I feel like with Kiji, like with Kiji, it was pretty obvious. You could see like the wrinkle in his arm and like the seam down on like the pants, I guess, that you could see like there was some realism of the model that it helps, but here there's not really any of that, so it just looks weird. It's just a weird tiny dog, man. So I don't like Inu's like CG is not well done. I mean, granted, neither of them are like really well. Actually, no, he has a shadow. Wait. He has a shadow in this scene. There's a very clear Inu brother shadow. Okay, wait. Be Before we get to that, Patty Murphy has super chatted €5, I think. I don't know. Thank you for the super chat, Patty. He says, I've been on the run for the last 3 years when I was framed for taking a penny but not leaving the penny. That could very well be what Inu Brother is accused of, the crime he is accused of. I saw someone else say he could be accused of dog napping, which would be really funny. For the dog character to have stolen a dog. But I'm actually in shock because I didn't notice he has a shadow in the shots, which makes it all the more weird why, like, in this shot then he doesn't have, like, none of the characters I guess really have a shadow here. I guess like it's lit in a way he doesn't have a shadow, or none of them have a shadow, but he still looks weird. It's just, I guess it's really the lighting. Like, he's too glossy. Like, you can see the weird, like, the gloss dot on his head. That wouldn't be there on a real suit, I guess. So, I guess I would say maybe it is the lighting. Because here, yeah, like he's got the same lighting in both of these shots. But in this shot, he has a shadow. So his lighting would be entirely different. And then in this shot, he has the same lighting, but he has no shadow. And also another thing people point out, too, is like he's like moving really slowly. So it kind of just looks weird the way he's moving. So maybe that's another thing too. I don't know. I am versed in the animation department, and I've watched a lot of corridor channel reacts. So I'm like, I know some things about CG and rendering and stuff, and I know people in the industry anyways, but I'm not going to say I'm like an expert here. So I'm talking about what I know and what I'm guessing. So, yes, I did just notice he has a tail as well. That was funny. Oh, there's another super chat. Thank you, Quentin, for the $5 super chat. He said, I was going to say something funny about being a criminal, but Patty beat me. This is so sad. Well, thank you for the super chat anyways. Too bad Patty stole the joke. This is, wow. Can we call Juran? I mean, you say it the same way. You can call him whatever you want. I would call him uncle-in-law. That's what I call him personally, but it's fine. Reboot CGI. I don't know what that means, but yeah, I don't know. CG Rangers. We'll get some more pictures of them later, but so last character is okay. Haruka Kito. So she breaks the trend, actually, kind of. She kind of breaks the trend of having her name being a ranger, or being like the suit, or no, the character, because Haruka is obviously not, the word Oni is not in there, but apparently Haruka in Japanese, at least this character, is spelled with the same kanji you would say Oni with. So, like, written out, however that works, I don't know how the language works, but however that works, apparently it is, like, the word Oni is still in her name, so the trend still continues. But I think it does work. It's kind of interesting how it works, though, because because she's, like, different, I guess, right? Because the others are, like, part of the Momotaro Peach story, or, like, they're Momotaro's, as I understand it, they're, like, Momotaro's friends in the Peach story that this is all based off of, and the Oni is, like, not, or she's part of that, but she's, like, a bad guy that becomes a friend, I think, so it kind of makes sense her name is different as part of that, or whatever. And then, there's something going on with her with, like, the villains as well. I think we'll get, like, a shot of that or something. I don't know, but I might as well skip to that now. So we're gonna skip ahead a bit. Hello, Kaito. Yeah, here, like, there's a whole shot with her, like, running up to the villain, and, like, and then there's a different shot where she's doing the same, like, she's doing the same thing to both these villains. I didn't even notice it was, like, two of the villain characters where she's, like, pleading to talk to them, and he just, he kicks her aside, which is kind of funny. And then later there's a whole, like, again, she's here again talking to the villain. I think this might be like the same scene, because I think that's the same. Yeah, that is the same guy, so that might be the same scene stretched across the trailer. But then here again, she's doing the same thing, and then she gets kicked, and there's a whole scene with her flying away, and then it cuts to the logo. So she's like, and then between that and like the scene earlier too, with where she appears before all the others, like getting the suit or getting the gun at least. I don't know, there's like a weird thing with Oni's sister where she's kind of like, I don't know, she feels more like the main character than than like, what's his name? Than Don Momotaro. Like, Don Momotaro is like very clearly like, I mean, he's the red, but she feels like the main character kind of. Like, there's a lot of like story behind her, I guess. So that's, I don't know. I'll get into that in a second actually, because Austin Morrison gave a $5 super chat as well. Thank you for the $5 super chat. He says, Inu Brother would look better in a 2D show. I mean, to be fair, in a 2D show, like, everything looks the same. But you are right. I mean, they would look better if this was, like, animated, because then they'd, like, fit in with all the other characters. But, yeah, it is kind of weird. So, I don't know. I feel like, yeah, again, I feel like there's a story thing going on as well with Oni's sister. Because I think in the, I don't know if, like, the entire rumors was true, but I remember there was a set of rumors that said that Oni's sister would be a villain, or she's, like, related to the villains, and then she turns good, and then she joins the Donbrothers. I don't know if that was debunked or not, but either way, that could be, like, playing into this somehow. Obviously, she's not part of the villains because, I mean, because of the shot, they are clearly, I mean, and them kicking her multiple times, she's clearly not on their side, ever, I guess. But I feel like there is something about her, I don't know, she wants to join them or something. I don't know, there's like something going on with her in the villain. So I think that's kind of interesting. I'm interested to see what's going on with that. So, speaking of the villains, we have more villain info, or we have villain info, not more villain info. We didn't have villain info before. So here's some cool shots of Don Momotaro fighting. I'll get into like this dude in a second. So our bad guys. Oh, actually no, there's still more to the. Actually, I'll backtrack in a second because we still have Kaito. Oh no, he's over here. Never mind. I don't know the order in the trailer. So actually, I'll get into this guy. So this is Jin Momoi. So he's Don Momotaro's foster parent. Jin found the peach-shaped capsule containing Taro as a child, and then after coming into contact with the child, Jin stopped aging. So I guess that's that. As the series begins, Jin is in prison but can appear to the others using a holographic projection of himself. So it's kind of like, from what I hear, and I mean, you can kind of see in the trailer, let's see, Kiji, actually I should start remembering names. What is he? He's Kiji something. I guess it's nice that they have the same name as their ranger forms, because I can remember that. Kijino, you can see he's wearing these goggles, and then later you can see Haruka is wearing these same goggles, but now in yellow, because she's the yellow ranger. So those are the only two we see wearing those goggles, but in this shot here, you can kind of see Jin, sorry. He's like putting on something, which is probably the goggles, and since Haruka's here, you can kind of see, I don't know, like this is the prison he's in, and then I guess they put on the goggles to come see him in this prison. So like, who has him in prison? Is he in like a real prison, like where they want to put Inu Brother, or is he in like a digital prison because of the bad guys? I don't know. Oh my. Patty and Quentin are fighting in the the super chats. So Patty, thank you for the €5, says, when Kichi Brother turns into Majin, so we can get a good Zenkai pink, and then like says that's a good thing with like exclamation or no greater than signs. we already have a good Zenkai Majin, because I mean Zenkai Pink doesn't exist, and we already have a good Zenkai Majin, a good Pink Ranger in Zenkaiger. And Quentin, $5 super chat, thank you, says it's not Zenkai Pink, it's Zenkai Majin. Exactly, there is no Zenkai Pink. I agree, Mr. Cooper. We definitely need those premium Bandai glasses, because they do look pretty good, especially like. Wait, I feel like there's a picture of Taro with them, but Taro's in red. Those will look real great. But they look good in pink too. So yeah, this man, he's in the show. I guess I wonder if Haruka is oh, there's a thing on my screen. Okay, never mind. I wonder if Haruka is like the first member to be recruited, because obviously Taro is like, he was already recruited. And I wonder if Haruka, like, this shot is Haruka being recruited. For some reason, she's just the first one that's recruited as well. And that's what this shot with him here is about. And then maybe she's, like, somehow related to the villains. And that's why she's, like, doing this whole thing. I don't know. So anyway, while we're here, the villains, the bad guys, these are called brain persons. So they're like an evil Sentai. Like, okay, so in the middle here, the blue man is named Sonoi, the woman is named Sononi, and the other man is named Sonoza. So that's gonna be fun to remember. So Sonoi is the calm-headed leader who loves painting. Sonoi is a woman obsessed with human affairs, and Sonoza is a man obsessed by human emotions, since he cannot control his own. So, I mean, there we go. The very generic villain descriptions. The big thing is that they are like a Sentai, because we have, first of all, I don't think, at least, I think in the past we have, but at least in like recent years, we haven't had like a full faction of human villains in like forever in Sentai. They're usually always suited people. So it's kind of crazy to have not just one, not just two, but three like people as our villains. And they're not just like people, they're pseudo rangers, because they turn into like ranger looking monsters. Like, they kind of give me the vibes of like in Rider, when we get pseudo riders. So they for all intents and purposes, they are a common rider, because they transform into a suit, but they're not actually referred to one, and they don't actually say henshin. They say like Bayo or Ansatsu. So that's kind of the vibe these dudes give me, because they're like, I mean, they look kind of like rangers, but they also look more like villains as well, or, you know, monsters, because they're like really complex designs, but then they're colored like rangers, I guess. So I don't know. And like also the name, like Don, or persons, smart persons, Donbrothers, like brothers, persons, I don't know, there's like some, or like the early Sentai teams where it was like Dynaman, Flashman, like the man suffix, and these are like persons instead of like men. I kind of figured that's maybe like what they're trying to do, but either way, I don't know. It's just kind of cool to have like pseudo riders that transform and everything. Sorry, not pseudo riders, pseudo rangers that are that the bad guys. So I'm just interested to kind of see how they interact with everyone, because it's going to be really cool to just have, I don't know, to have suited a faction, an entire faction of suited rangers, as opposed to like just one suited ranger, or pseudo ranger, suited, non-suited character. I don't know, I'm getting confused, but you know what I mean. And here we have Taro fighting. I feel like this could be like the first fight. Oh no, I don't know. Maybe not the first fight, but either way, we keep going back to Kaito, but we're not talking about Kaito yet. So yeah, I don't know. It's very very cool villain faction that we got going on. Team dynamics. Here's the whole team. Yeah, here's where CG doesn't work, because here you can clearly there's like the lighting here clearly is different. However, Kiji does look brighter, so like than he did in the other shot. So again, I feel like they're trying to an extent with the CG here to get at least Kiji brother fit in a bit, but then again, like they both don't really have. I think it's also, it might be like the compositing, or I don't know what the correct term is, but like Kiji's color tones and Inu's color tone, or like they don't fit in the sense of like like they're like a crisp quality, because they're just like a render that's been dragged in. They have like this crispiness to them that the others don't have, I think, because they're just filmed on footage. I think that might be what's going on here. One other thing too is that this I guess part of the roll call is that Slaughter Brother is going to show his backside. I guess I didn't notice this until now. I guess that is, you gotta show the power mark, I guess, right? He's gotta demonstrate his power. And then also here too, once we get the explosion going off, and like now you like Saru, Inu, and sorry, not Saru, or Inu. Let's see if I can say their character. No, I already forgot Inu's name. So what? Taro, Haruka Saruhara. I looked up my phone for that. It's fine. So, red, yellow, blue, like they're very clearly backlit because there's an explosion behind them. But Inu and Kiji, like their lighting does not change at all, despite the fact there is an explosion behind them. So that's kind of where the lighting situation really does not work, when there's essentially when they are on their own. I think they should look fine, but when you got this happening with an explosion behind them, they're not going to work because they're not changing the lighting to match the environment. So I think the lighting might be the big issue that's going on with these two characters. But either way, their team pose is pretty fun, I think. Especially beforehand, obviously, with Saru, which I didn't even notice before. And also, I don't know, the thing with Haruka, like, falling to catch... Oni's sister falling to catch Don Momotaro, that's kind of fun as well. And then we got some cool close-up shots of the Rangers as well. All of them, I mean, the three that actually have suits are really cool suits, as I mentioned last month or 2 months ago. And then the designs of the other two, I don't really like the dog, to be honest, but I still think Kiji Brother's suit is really fantastic, even though in this shot his arms are clipping through his shoulder pads, and this is where the CG issues get wrong. This is not, I can't defend that. There's like, it's funny, in this shot you can see the wrinkles on the arms and the hands, like it's a person wearing spandex. So and then like on the legs too, the lighting like changes to match the spandex, like the spandex material. So they've got like the pieces here to make it look realistic. It's just then his arms will clip through his shoulder pads, which obviously does not happen in real life. So, oh well. And then I think, yeah, then Don Momotaro leaps and threatens to take your life. Flashing back to the beginning, actually, with this thing, I do want to point out, I think this might be like the opening of the show, as in like the theme song, because they're doing the dance of the theme song. We're getting an opening dance this time. Zenkaiger's impact on Super Sentai is immeasurable, and I really love that. So there's no ending dance, only opening dance now, no ending at all. And then they're doing the opening here, so I feel like this might be just from the opening, like the theme song, or at the very least like a flashback kind of thing. Like it's just like they're gonna put narration and tell you what the show's about. Like, I don't think this is actually happening within the universe of the show, is what I'm trying to say. So yeah. That is, I mean, that's not everything with Donbrothers, so I guess I should stop acting like that is. So, first up, we're going to take a break, though, as I take a sip of water. Okay. So, the other thing, the big thing, of course, is... Will I talk about... Actually, let's save the big thing. Because that does kind of... It's Zenkaiger, so it does kind of tie into Zenkaiger. So we're going to save that thing. So first, there's just a couple other things where we have... oops. So we got some more toys to look at. I don't usually show off the toys, but this is our only look at some of this stuff. So on the left is, I believe, Don Momotaro Alter. So it's our big, for now, this is our mecha of the season. It's just it's a change hero figure. So it looks really slick. Like, I do really like the look of Don Momotaro Alter. On the right, then we have the Tokuger Alter, which is, it's just a little train, or it's a Russia, so it's kind of cute. But when they combine, I don't really like it. It kind of looks when they combine, it kind of looks like the tank mode from Zyuranger or MMPR, obviously. The Dino Megazord attack mode, tank mode, or whatever. It looks exactly, not exactly, but it looks kind of like that, which is really funny. So, I don't know. That's a little weird. But individually, I don't know, it's at least nice to have, like, auxiliary mecha combining again. Like, Zenkaiger obviously had that, but, like, at least since, like, Kira Major, I don't know, in recent years we've kind of fallen off with, like, combining robots and Sentai, so at least these are, like, two tiny things. Like, you can see the gear on the back. Like, that's about the size of, like the Majin plushie I have she has the gear on her. They're, like, the same size, which is really funny. But they might be tiny, but at least we're getting, like, combiners again, so that's pretty cool. And we are rumored to be getting, which I'll talk about in a second, I guess, as well. We are rumored to be getting like a big mecha at some point. So we are still getting, like, a Sentai mecha thing, but for now we're getting, like, a weird whatever you want to call this and then a tiny little robot friend, which I believe that's what, like, Don Momotaro will actually turn into that, and then that's the mecha, and that's obviously a big CG thing, because apparently the mechas are going to be CG this season, which I'm a bit iffy on seeing the Kiji. Like, obviously I've been singing the praises of the Kiji and Inu CG, but it is, I don't know, the mecha fights being CG as well is kind of weird. But at least I didn't really point out, but you could see we were using shots of Don Zenkaio. Don Zenkaio obviously is going to be in the show as a mecha, so that CG, I think it looks all right. Don Zenkaio doesn't look that bad, so I don't know. But then again, Don Zenkaio kind of operates, like, on its own. Like, there's no real world characters next to it. So I think it's just as soon as you put a CG character next to a real thing, you're like, oh yeah, those are not in the same scene. So yeah, I guess that's kind of it to talk about with these things. We are getting, like, this is the only alter we've seen so far. I believe we know for sure we're getting a Zyuranger alter, like, suit. Or not suit, sorry, but, like, another little thing like this. We're getting, like, a combination with the Zyuranger thing, or mecha, for sure. But other than that, like, apparently there's, like, I saw we have, like, Q-Ranger gears as well, or Q-Ranger alter, and I think there's a Kira Major alter as well, but those aren't with, like, toys at all. So I've seen some people say it could be like the Greater Powers in Gokaiger, where they had, like, some of them summoned little Zords, but others just created a weird attack. That could be what some of the alters do. They're just gonna make a weird attack. But obviously some of them then will summon a little train that can combine with Peach Boy to create whatever the hell you want to call that. I'm not gonna even. I've given up trying to call it something. And Peach Boy is because the Don Momotaro altar apparently turns into a big peach, which I don't have a picture of here, but it's funny. It's a big peach. So, if you didn't know, I was gonna stream this yesterday, but I didn't because I decided not to. But apparently, I am the smartest tokutuber ever, because by not streaming, I actually was able to save. We got more news today. So I need to download this picture because I didn't. I'm despite being the smartest tokutuber, that's a joke. I didn't save all the images I actually need for this live stream, so that's why I'm like stalling right now. I'm actually trying to save this image. I'm gonna call it image.jpg. Actually, I left off these, so it's just imag, which arguably makes me not the smartest tokutuber, so I might be a fraud. I'm sorry. Okay. We're almost there. I'm gonna call this one, oh, I already gave it a name. Then, bam, bam, there's our image. No center, you want to center that. Ideally, you want it to center, right? I don't know if, I mean, maybe you guys don't want me to center it. It's fine. I'm going to center it for myself, for my own sanity. And then, there we go. Woo! Okay. So, the big news that we got today, well, kind of the big news. There's some other big news, but it's not a picture. So here's a picture of big news. Is we now know what the Sentai gears are going to be doing for the Rangers, because we did not know this beforehand. I believe we got pictures of the gears a while ago, but we didn't know what they did. There was speculation about what they would do, because obviously we have Sentai gears already, so the alter gears would probably do something different. It will appear that the alter gears will alter the suit designs of the characters. So I don't know if I really need to break it down for you. You can clearly see that the Ryu Soldier alter gear used by Inu Brother will turn him into Ryu Soul Black with the Dawn Brothers buckle. So, so I don't know, there's a lot. I think this is really cool. So, I've seen like a lot of back and forth about what's going on here. So like, yeah, a few people have made like decade connections to Kamen Rider, which actually it is most likely. It's more like Kamen Rider Decade than Gokaiger, but a lot of people have been like, oh, I can't believe we're copying Gokaiger. Like, what? Gokaiger? Which is really weird to me, because during Zenkaiger, people can't shut up about Gokaiger. Like, oh, why can't we have returning characters like Gokaiger? Why can't we have this like Gokaiger? Why can't that like Gokaiger? Gokaiger this, Gokaiger that. Gokaiger's my favorite Sentai, so why can't every Sentai be like Gokaiger? Especially this 45th anniversary Sentai. Why couldn't Joder be like everyone just wants everything to be like Gokaiger. And then you literally get Gokaiger. And then now it's like, oh, I can't believe they copied Gokaiger. What Sentai needs original ideas. I really can't believe that we're copying Gokaiger. Okay. I don't, whatever. It's fine. You do you. So I'm very happy that Zenkaiger didn't really do this. And for Dawn Brothers to do this, I think it's fine. It's whatever. See, the thing is, they're doing something different with it. It's not Gokaiger. First off, as I already mentioned, it's like, first off, I want to correct myself. Thank you, Mr. Cooper. It is it's an Avataro gear. It's not an alter gear. The alter gears are the mecha ones. I forgot about that. So anyways, the Avataro gears will change them into different form suits, or into past Rangers. So first off, as I said, it's not like it isn't exactly like Gokaiger because he's keeping the buckle. So it's more like Decade, where Decade kept his little buckle, and then or not his little buckle, his Deca driver. He had his whole ass belt whenever he changed to past past and future Kamen Riders. So the Dawn Brothers are, once again, they're gonna keep that. They're gonna keep their buckle. At least, I mean, we just have this one image, but you can clearly tell they're gonna keep their buckle. And then, from what I'm hearing, I'm not sure where people are hearing this, but I'm pretty sure it's correct, is that there's only one, like, of each gear. So, when Inu Brother uses the Ryu Soldier gear, turns into Ryu Soul Black, no one else can turn into a Ryu Soldier as well. Like, we're not gonna have, like if they had the whole team change into the different Rangers, they'd have a picture of the whole team turning into the Ryu Soldiers. So it's just a single Ranger use. So if Inu uses this gear to turn into Ryu Soul Black, he's the only Ryu Soldier until he gives the gear to someone else for them to turn into Ryu Soul Black. So, I mean, it's not, or sorry, presumably they won't turn into Ryu Soul Black. If he gives it to Red, presumably he'll turn into Ryu Soul Red. If he gives it to Saru, presumably they'll turn into Ryu Soul Blue. Give it to Kiji. This is where it gets interesting as well. For Kiji, he's a male. So we're going to get male Pink Rangers of all the other suits. Which, again, they already have... we already have a bunch of male Pinks thanks to Gokaiger, but at least since, like, for post Gokaiger seasons, like, we don't have a male Ryusoul Pink suit, so that'll give us an opportunity to look at a male Ryusoul Pink suit. So I think that's, I mean, I don't know, it's like, it's a little bit different. So I'm okay with it. I mean, even if it wasn't a little bit different, I really don't care. It's fine. It's them turning into past Rangers. Whatever. That's cool. So, like, I've seen people who are like, oh, I can't believe they're over. Sentai has no original ideas. Literally, Gokaiger's the only one that had them turn into past Rangers as, like, their main gimmick. Like, Ryu Soldier did it with Lupin Rangers, and, like, that was it. I don't know. So also this would mean, like, we can get some real fun team hodgepodges because there's only one of each gear, only one character can turn into, like, one ranger at a time. So we can get, like, Ryu Soul Black, a male, as people are pointing out, a male Majin suit. That would be really fun. I would like to see that. I think that would be cool. So then Kiji can turn into Majin, Taro can turn into Juo Eagle. Or no, actually, it would be kind of cool to see Oni's sister turn into Juo Lion, because there's no female Juo Lion. Then you could have, I don't know. Oh, so the other thing too is it's interesting what would happen if they used a gear that the color doesn't match. So, like, in the sense of like, Oni's sister, if she used the Ryusoulger gear, she'd probably just turn into Ryusoul Green because it's a woman green. That's the missing color, I guess. But it'd also be a funny Dino Fury reference too, because they have a girl green. Wait, I had something and then I forgot it. Now I'm never gonna remember it again. Oh, okay, I remembered it. If Saru uses, like, the Pato Ranger gear, like, what would that do? Because there's no blue Pato Ranger. Would that turn him green? But then if you give it to to Inu, would that turn him, what would that turn him into? Because there is no, I mean, there's only 3 Pato Rangers, so you've got, what, like, you got red and pink, obviously. Then what does yellow, blue, and black do? Do they all turn into, like, green, I guess, if they use it? Because that's just the random color. And same with then you go to Lupin Ranger. Obviously, red, yellow, and blue have an option. But then if you... I mean, yeah, all 3 Rangers are taken up. So if you use... if someone uses or what? If Kiji uses the Lupin Ranger gear, what would he turn into? A pink? If they actually make like straight up new, they probably won't. But if they actually straight up make like a pink Lupin Ranger suit or a black Lupin Ranger suit, there was a rumor for like Lupin Black or something, or a sound for Lupin Black. That would be funny. They could bring that back. Someone said I want to see Mr. America from the Miss America suit from Battle Fever. That would be funny. However, I think the thing they're probably not going to be doing, it's probably just going to be Gokaiger onward, because the marketing, like on all the boxes, is Gokaiger up to Zenkaiser of like characters on the box. So they're probably only going to be Avataro changing into those Rangers from those seasons. They're probably not going to do anything past. Maybe they'll do Go Ranger at some point because it's Go Ranger. Maybe they'll do Ju Ranger as well since they're Ju Ranger colors. It's the anniversary or whatever. Like maybe they'll do a few of the old ones, but I don't think they're going to be doing the seasons before Gokaiger, or at least like in a big volume. And also, there's like a lot to talk about with this one single image. I think that's really fun. Another thing that's really interesting about the whole suit, them turning into past characters, is at least with this specific episode, or not episode, this specific picture of Inu turning into Ryusoul Black, is that because of the CG thing, like this is probably how they're gonna like keep their budget afloat. Like I'm sure we're gonna see Inu and Kiji turn into past Rangers the most out of all of them, because when they do that, they just turn into past suits like they've already used, and just gotta slap a new buckle on it. So I think that would be that's just a fun way, I think, you get the anniversary aspect, and you get the anniversary aspect, but you also get to keep the budget not exploding because you have to render a CG character. So people are complaining about the CG characters. Guess what? You don't have to see CG characters the whole time. You could just see good old Ryusoul Black again. And side note, the Dawn buckle like looks really clean on Ryusoul Black, like incredibly clean. I can't wait to see it on some of the other suits. Oh, Majin with a red buckle. That's gonna look real nice. Oh yeah, they could do a Kiba Ranger again. That would be kind of fun. I feel like they would. I mean, because I guess that sound exists in the blaster from the Zenkaiger gun, so maybe they would do a Kiba Ranger at some point. I don't know. So yeah, I guess that's it with this thing with Inu, and then obviously all like I don't know, the implications of this one image are pretty good. Pretty crazy. Not, I mean, they are good, I guess, depending on your point of view. And then another thing we got with this image from I'm not going to put the image up, but we got confirmation from I guess let's bring back the trailer, because we still have to talk about a bit with the trailer, obviously. So we could see Taro is fighting this. Well, we saw he's fighting this thing, this night monster, and then we also see he's fighting a train monster. And then the thing a lot of people were pointing out is we have a train monster here. We know we're getting the Tokyuger alter gear and the Tokyuger thing. I just realized it would be funny when they do Tokyuger changes, Avataro changes, because they already have all the suits and all the different genders. They already have skirted and non-skirted versions of all the suits. Anyway, he's just thought that was funny. Maybe that is why it's the first alter, I guess, because it's like they already did the whole suit swap, skirt swap thing. So people were speculating like Tokyuger train monster displays into the Tokyuger gear, and night monster displays into the Ryu soldier gear. We see Zenkaiser Black holding somewhere in the trailer. I forgot where. We'll get to that. And we got the same magazine the one picture came from with Inu confirmed that we are getting like past Sentai monsters, because this thing is called Kishiryu Ki, I think. Kishiryuki. Yeah, Kishiryuki, because it's Kishiryu, obviously Kishiryu Sentai Ryusoldier, and then I just realized the other big Ryusoldier thing is literally the Inu brother turning into Ryusol Black I was just talking about. So there's... Anyway, so this dude is Kishiryuki because Kishiryu Sentai Ryusoldier and the Kishiryu in that show. And, like, Ryuki, as in Kamen Rider Ryuki, but not actually referencing Ryuki, just like Ryuki in the sense of Dragon Knight, just like Kishiryu is Dragon Knight. So it's Kishiryuki. And it's also Ki is like demon, Oni, so it's like a Kishiryu monster. That's literally like the name or something. So it's a Ryusoldier monster. That is the point I'm trying to make here. So that basically all but confirms this thing is a Tokyuger monster as well. And that confirms we're getting, like, past Sentai monsters in this show, which is pretty cool. So, like, it's kind of like a really nice joint anniversary with Zenkaiger, where Zenkaiger's more, like, in one sense, it's very loud in the anniversary sense because all the Rangers look like past mecha, all the power-ups look like past mecha, all the gears have past Ranger powers, but then in this season, like, the Rangers don't look like past Rangers, and then they're like, the gun isn't like a reference to Go Ranger, but then, like, they will turn into past Rangers and they're fighting past Ranger monsters. So, like, together you've kind of got like this really interesting joint anniversary thing. And I just think that's really cool because I didn't really mind that Zenkaiger wasn't, like, the monsters weren't based on past Sentai. Like, that wasn't a deal breaker for me. But it's really cool that this season is doing that. It wasn't, didn't have a problem with the gears doing, like, all their random shenanigans. But I like that these gears are doing a different approach to the Gokai changes, I guess, for lack of a better term. So... And since this is a sequel, it is kind of nice that it's carrying over the anniversary aspects, but it's doing that in a different way, even if both teams are using gears. So I think that's really great. I'm really excited for Donbrothers, honestly. I'm not sure if I said that at one point, but I am excited for Donbrothers. It's just not at the cost of Zenkaiger, because I really love Zenkaiger, and I'm going to be really sad to see it go. But Donbrothers does look like it's going to be really cool. I saw someone asked... will the Zenkaiger gears be compatible with the Dawn Changer? The Dawn Blaster will, in fact, be compatible with the Sentai gears. That is kind of the thing they were marketing, I think. Like, yeah, they're kind of like it's cross-compatible. So the idea is, because it's not exactly cross-compatible, I think what the idea is, at least, the Avataro gears, so the thing that, like, Inu Brother uses to change into Ryusol Black, that gear combination on the Ryusoldier gear is going to be identical to the hero side of the Ryusoldier Sentai gear in Zenkaiger. So if you use that gear, you'll get the same sound. But the Avataro gear, you can't flip it over, unlike the Sentai gears. And I think that's because the flipped over gear is going to make the alter sounds. So I don't have any, like, I don't have any gears other than the Majin ones and the Aka Ranger one, but I don't have that near me right now. And we also don't have the alter as well, but I believe, this is just a guess, I haven't seen anyone actually confirm this, but I'm pretty sure that, like, if you took I think since Kira Major has all the gear types, the Kira Major Sentai gear hero side will make the sound of the Avataro gear for Kira Major, but then the Kikai side of the Kira Major Sentai gear will make the same sound as the alter gear. That's just, I think that just makes sense since they're using the same gear combos, but I don't know for sure on that alter gear part. But yes, I mean, either way, even if it doesn't make the same sounds, the Sentai gears will work. The Dawn Blaster and the Avataro, Alter, and Robotaro gears will work in the Gear Tlinker. So I think that's pretty cool. But then they still made them different enough, like splitting them in two, that they're still going to make you buy all of them if you want. I'm still torn on what I'm going to do. because I think I like the Avataro gears more than the Sentai gears. I don't know, the sticker just looks cooler. I kind of like the cartoony look. The red, obviously, I like red. The red and gold just looks real great on the Avataro gears. Let me get a picture of the Avataro gear, because we get that one. Yeah, here we go. We get that look at Oni Sisters. So I think I like the Avataro gears visually more than the Sentai gears, but I like the Geared Slinger more than the Dawn Blaster. I don't really like the Dawn Blaster the look of the Dawn Blaster that much, and obviously I need the Geared Slinger because of it's used in Zenkaiger, and a certain Zenkaiger uses it. So I need it for that reason. But I might collect the Avataro gears to use in the I might get Avataro gears to use in the Geared Slinger instead of getting Sentai gears to use in the Geared Slinger. But I also might get the I might get the Dawn Blaster if it has like interesting. Well, okay, we know the sounds it makes with like all the other gears. It's gonna make the past Ranger sounds. I think it might just be copying, like they might just be copying and pasting the old sounds, because I've seen like it's gonna make like the like for Go Busters, the only one I can think of right now, it'll say it's Morphin Time. But I think they might just copy and paste the It's Morphin Time sound from Go Busters into this toy, so it's just going to make that old sound. That's what I'm thinking, but I guess we don't really know right now. But I don't know what they're going to do with the Zenkaiger gears, so if Majin's gear makes an interesting sound in the Dawn Blaster, I'll probably buy it, but if not, I may just buy the Dawn Blaster anyways, because I like the Avataro gears. So we'll have to see. Whatever I do end up getting, you'll probably see a bunch of unboxings from me. Speaking of unboxings, I forgot to mention up top that I have an unboxing coming out this week. So if you want to see me unbox stuff, you can go to Patreon right now for $2. You can see that right now. But if not, you can just wait, subscribe. You'll see that later in the week. I forgot to mention all of that at the beginning, which now I realize why the beginning felt so weird to me, because I didn't do the ad spot for my videos like I usually do. So, oops. So, one last thing, or not one last thing, I mean, how long have we been going? An hour, 30 minutes, so we'll probably go for like 30 more minutes. The other thing I haven't been talking about, because I've been saving it for last, is Kaito is in the show. He's just straight up here. And he's even Zenkaiser. He's a new Zenkaiser with there's the Ryusoldier gear. So there's we have the Ryusoldier Sentai gear existing at the same time as the Ryusoldier Avataro gear. So there's there's some interesting things going on here. So Kaito's read-up says Kaito returns in this series as the owner of a coffee shop named Donbro, which is I think where Oni sister works, so they know each other or whatever. And he has a new set of powers, transforming into Zenkaiser Black. So apparently, what the things, or like the official descriptions have been saying, is that Zenkaiser Black is like an alternate universe Kaito, or like they're saying this is the Kaito you don't know, or like he looks like the Kaito you know, but it's not actually the Kaito you know, something to that effect, implying that's like an alternate universe Kaito, because the whole thing, Zenkaiger does the whole alternate universe thing. But I don't believe that, because they were saying this was going to be or I think the rumors said this was going to be a sequel to Zenkaiser. Hold on, real quick. We got, I think that's pounds. £5 super chat from Zenkai Pool. Thank you for the super chat. And he just, Zenkaiser, yes, baby. Or no, it's I think it's the Moist Critical, the, woo, yeah, baby. That's what I've been waiting for. That's what it's all about. Woohoo! Yes, we are talking about Zenkaiser Black now. So thank you for the super chat and the excitement for Zenkaiser Black. Oh yeah, someone said kind of like Decades Kuga. Yeah, it is. theoretically supposed to be like Decades Kuga in that it's an alternate Kaito. But the initial rumors said that it was going to be this would be a sequel to Zenkaiger, like a full-on sequel. And you can't see that with the Gears. I mean, just Gears straight up being last season's gimmick and being the next season's gimmick clearly is an indication of a sequel. But like the Gears, there's no mention of the Gears being made by Kaito's parents, even though like they're made by this other dude, even though like we've seen Kaito's dad create an Avataro gear. I mean, it looks like an Avataro gear. It's apparently called a Sentai gear, but like we know someone else has made this technology in Zenkaiger. And then this Kaito's like not Kaito. But it looks like Kaito, but it's apparently not Kaito because he's got a whole different demeanor. There's a whole we know Don Zenkaio's appearing, and we were told that Juran would be a character in this show as well, but he's not even in the trailer. He wasn't mentioned at the press conference. We just got shots of Don Momotaro, which were from Zenkaiger. So it's kind of mysterious what is happening with the Zenkaiger, like, or Zenkaiger sequel aspects, because it just, like, it kind of seems weird to have Kaito as a recurring character if it's not the Kaito we know. If they're saying it's a different Kaito, then it's like, okay, why even bring Kaito back if it's a different Kaito? So my theory is that it's definitely got something to do with the finale of Zenkaiger, and the finale of Zenkaiger has not happened yet. So they're hiding it from us, essentially, like whatever happens. So what I'm thinking is going to happen, and I don't really have any evidence about this, but in Zenkaiger right now, so now we're going to talk a bit about Zenkaiger, so if you haven't, like, you're not caught up, spoilers ahead. So we know that there's this whole thing with the deity, the god, whatever, that was possessing Gigi for most of the show, then possessed Stacy, now has been possessing other characters, has turned Majin into a literal goddess. So I think it's the deity, the god, has something to do with this, because we've seen the god's plan is it's been putting Kikainoids back into Kikaitopia, and the big thing it wants to do, obviously, is defeat the Toji Tendo. So it's like related to the worlds, the multiverse, and it's trying to put the multiverse back on track, essentially. So I don't think this is an alternate universe. I think this is the main Zenkaiger universe, but somehow the god wins in the end of Zenkaiger and fixes the multiverse the way it was supposed to be, where the worlds don't interact with each other. However, remember that the worlds interacted with each other like 10 years ago when Kaito's parents left to wherever, right? Or like they went to travel dimensions, and then that's why they're all like captured in wherever they are now. So like I'm thinking the god will reset everything. So this is the main Zenkaiger universe if the parents never left and found the Toji Tendo. So the Toji Tendo never developed parallel world technology. They never go and capture the other worlds. Simultaneously, the events of Zenkaiger never happen because the worlds don't fuse. The Toji Tendo don't have monsters to send out. Essentially, like, the worlds never interact, essentially. Again, like, over a course of 10 years. So then I'm thinking, like, the technology, the Donbrothers technology is developed by Kaito's parents in this world with Jin. Jin, they probably worked together, and they're not showing us. And then they created the Sentai gears, and then, or the Avatar gears, and Alter gears, all the gears. I'm getting confused with gear names. And then the whole thing with Kaito in the shop is like that's just how Kaito is in this world. Like his parents never left or whatever, and now he's just here. He works at a coffee shop instead. Like he grew up and went to go work at the coffee shop instead of staying with his grandparent or his grandma, because his parents exist, so he like didn't have to live with her, I guess, per se. And then the reason for Zenkaiser Black is it kind of gives me the vibe of like a remnant of a different timeline. Like it's not like him turning into Zenkaiser Black is like the Zenkaiser timeline is supposed to happen, and him turning into Zenkaiser Black is like the timeline attempting to course correct itself, but it's like still different. So he's like a remnant looking Zenkaiser where he's just grayscaled, because it's not like Zenkaiser Black where he's all black. It's the Zenkaiser suit with with the colors gone except the eyes. So that's my crazy theory, that essentially like the finale of Zenkaiser, they'll defeat Boko Whilst, they'll free all the worlds, and then the god, that leaves the door open for the god to reset everything and put it on this different direction where Kaito's Zenkaiser Black, presumably the Kikinoids stay in Kikaitopia, which makes me very sad. But I feel like if that's what happens, then then like the plot of Zenkaiser or of Donbrothers will be like trying to course correct back to what happened in Zenkaiser. Like maybe we'll see, like, we know Juran's appearing, so maybe it's not even Juran, it's just like a summon. Alternatively, it is Juran, but like he doesn't meet Zenkaiser Black for a while. Hear me out. Maybe we get to see the human Kikinoids again, which would make them not Kikinoids. But I don't know. It would be kind of fun to have them like cameo in this world, so it's like they exist in this world in a different way, and maybe Kaito meets them and that helps him remember, and then they free the worlds or whatever. But I don't I don't think this is an alternate universe Kaito, and I don't think this whole thing's an alternate universe, because it feels really weird. It just, I don't know, I just don't get the move to be like, this is a Zenkaiger sequel. However, it's just Kaito, we brought back an actor, we colored the suit differently, and we're using the same gimmicks a little bit differently. Like, and it's another anniversary. I don't think it's, I don't know, that just, seems weird to me. Like, that's not inherently a sequel per se. Like, it's just, it's like saying RPM and Go Busters are a sequel. Or sorry, it's like saying RPM and Beast Morphers are a sequel when the only through line is a singular thing that happens in the finale. And even here, there's like less through lines. It's just that stuff looks the same and works the same. And then there's a suit that's the same from another season, but it's different. So, yeah, there you go. See, but at the same time, I kind of hope I'm wrong, because I don't really like the idea of the Zenkaigers getting, like, memory wiped and a timeline reset at the end. That just sounds really sad to me. I don't like that. So, everyone was saying that the Zenkaigers are gonna die, and I don't. Let's not joke about that, alright? That is a very bad joke. Not funny. Very bad. So that's actually it for all of the Donbrothers stuff. Actually, no. I lied. There is one other thing. I'm just gonna keep this picture up because we don't have any more pictures, but we do have like rumors and stuff. So I'll talk about those briefly because it's not really much of anything, to be fair. Where is it? Alright, I had to go find it. Why is he sniffling so much? I'm very sad. That's why. Oh, I think I went back too far. Oh, alright, I found it. So we have listings for the second quarter of Donbrothers, pretty much. And, I mean, there's not really... The main thing is just we have the Sixth Ranger now. So we are getting a gold and silver Sixth Ranger duo, with a spear, axe weapon, a shield, and that's it. I don't think there's even listings of like their mecha at all, because unless there's this thing coming called Dan Oni Taijin, and I'm not sure if that's like it says it's the first DX mecha. So I'm not sure if it's like for the Gold Rangers or it's for all the Rangers or something. But either way, it's we're getting a Gold and Silver Ranger duo. That's like the only we're getting. Okay, there's also this other thing where it says we're getting a rival hero, but then there's no other mention of a rival hero. So I don't know if it's like Kamen Rider Jin in 01. Kamen Rider Jin got like a Change Hero figure, so we learned he was coming back because of that. Or sorry, Burning Falcon got a Change Hero figure. But then the belt was premium, so that could be like the rival hero here is a premium Bandai release, but for some reason he gets a DX like figure that comes out. So, either way, the gold and silver thing is really exciting to me, just because, you know, everyone's like, oh, we're getting a Gold Ranger again, oh, we're getting a Silver Ranger again. I feel like we've been doing this, at least ever since I've been watching. I think we've been getting like, oh, it's a Gold Ranger, oh, it's a Silver Ranger, oh, it's a Gold Ranger. People just complain about gold and silver instead of just accepting that it's literally just what we're going to keep getting. So we're getting gold and silver, so I'm okay with that. I think that's pretty cool. I kind of wish Zenkaiger did that, actually. Like, I'm not one that's really been complaining about Flint not turning into a Ranger, but it did feel like it would make sense. Again, like, it's, I don't know, like, the anniversary season, let's have gold and silver. Instead, it's the sequel anniversary season that has gold and silver, so, I don't know. I've heard they might, like, play into the whole, what's it called? I feel like they might play into the whole Momotaro story, but I don't really know to what extent, because I don't know. I heard it's like a monkey or something, or like there's other Taros maybe there'll be, but we don't really know, at least with that image. Actually, I should check twitter.com to see if there's like any news that I can bring up. Any new news, actually. Not news. New news. Hello, everyone on Twitter. Is there any new news? No? Okay. I just wanted to double check, because I figured since I already big-brained waiting to stream until we got more news, might as well. Someone did mention they wish we got green 6th Ranger for the Jew Ranger 30th. That is true. I would have liked a green 6 to fit in here. However, we could also get like green 6, like their accents could be green, maybe. Like Two Kaiser's like very red, so maybe one of these two could be like very green to be like, you know, green. But then like it kind of like they're still gold and silver, but maybe they have like very green colors. Any new news? New news. Whoa. Nununu. Tokyuger was the last Sentai not have a gold or silver ranger. I disagree, because Zyuohger had a black, gold, and silver ranger. So I bet Zenkaiger Monster of the Week will be the final Monster of the Week in Donbrothers. I don't think that is the case, because I don't know how that works. Oh yeah, that's another good point. We don't know the gear that Zenkaiger Black is using. And we know from the preview of the next Zenkaiger episode, Kaito's Zenkaiser gear is turning into the Zenkaiser like alter gear. Sorry, not alter gear. The Zenkaiser Avataro gear. So many gear names. The Zenkaiser gear is turning into the Zenkaiser Avataro gear that was sold with the Enuraidon, and there's a picture of at least Juran and Gaon are also holding Avataro gears, but we don't know like what's the picture on it. So it's very possible that that like this changes using the Avataro gear of Zenkaiser, and then maybe like the other Rangers will use that, and then like that would play into the, because he is using normal Sentai gears. I mean, we have a picture here. He has normal Sentai gears, but it's very possible you could change using the Zenkaiser Avataro gear, but it's the one that's styled like a Sentai gear. I think it's actually called a Sentai gear, but it's called like the Sentai gear 2022 version because it's an Avataro gear, but it's not actually an Avataro gear. See, it's very confusing how many different gear types there are. But I would assume that maybe it's the Zenkaiser Avataro gear that changes him into Zenkaiser Black here, but he can still use the other Sentai gears because it's still technically a Sentai gear, and the gun uses Sentai gears. Sentai gears, Avataro gears, so many. So I am curious. I guess I never really asked, but what do you guys think of Donbrothers? Everything Donbrothers. We've been talking about Donbrothers for a very long time now. Donbrothers, Zenkaiser Black, whatever the sequel thing. How do you think that's gonna play into stuff? Maybe Zenkaiser Black is actually all of the Zenkaisers fused into one body, Deno style. I don't know. That would be weird because I don't know how 5 like very big personality characters combined makes like really chill Kaito. Like I feel like that would turn into a man who has too much energy or a woman with too much energy. So yeah. Let's see. Everyone Donbrothers seems fun, hyped, sounds neat. I hope it's going to be a normal good series. I think that's a great point. I too hope, well, I think it's too late to call it normal, but I also hope it's going to be a good series. I don't know. Like over the year, you've probably noticed with all the live streams, I absolutely love Zenkaiser, so I'm very sad to see it go. But and especially I was kind of hoping for more sequel aspects for Donbrothers, like like all we have is Kaito appearing, but it's not even Kaito. Like no mention of Juron. That's the only sequel in quotes thing we know about for now. I was kind of hoping for like weird CG characters as well, or at least like suited characters for Kiji, Inu, and Saru, and they're all humans, which is kind of interesting that they're human and they change. But I was kind of hoping we get more suited characters. There's literally no suited characters other than the monsters, which is a really weird direction to take after Zenkaiser did its whole suited characters thing, and then they were like, I don't know, I thought the suited characters like did super well, but then I guess they're like, now we're going back to normal human characters. So that's a bit weird. That was a little bit disappointing for me personally. I wanted more suited characters because I don't know if you could tell, but I do really like suited characters. So I don't know, in those senses it's like I'm a little disappointed, but it's not like I'm not gonna watch the show. I'm gonna watch episode 1. I'm probably gonna watch the whole thing, and I am excited to see, especially like honestly the Ryusou Black thing and the whole Avataro change into past Rangers thing, like that got me really excited today. I think that's gonna look really great in the show, so I'm really excited for that. And I'm excited for the show. It's just in some cases I'm a little sad it's not so much of Zenkaiser's sequel, because I was just kind of hoping for Zenkaiser, because I'm sad about Zenkaiser ending, so I kind of was excited that they would just keep the Zenkaiser train going. But maybe they will, because again, maybe they're holding off on the finale, so we kind of just, or they're holding off on showing us stuff from the finale, so we kind of just have to wait and see. So I guess that's where I'm at right now. I'm very intrigued by the season, and I'm excited to see where that intrigue may go. Donbrothers versus Gokaiger. That would be kind of fun, especially since the Gokaigers didn't change into many of the post seasons. That, yeah, I don't know. they did the one Gokai change in that one scene, and that was it in the movie. At least that's what I hear. I haven't seen the movie, I guess, so maybe I should stop complaining about stuff I haven't seen. Yeah, so the Avataro gears are essentially Gokai keys, but locked to the color of the ranger that is using them. There you go. What about Donbrothers versus Zenkaiger? What would happen in your idea? Well, you have to wait. Again, like, I don't know how they're going to interact for now, but if they are just different universes, I mean, I would just have them fight together. I don't know. I'd have Kiji and Inu. Sorry, no, I'd have Kiji and Majin team up. Oni's sister and Gaon team up. Vrun and Saru team up. And then I guess you'd have to have Juran and Don Momo team up, and then you have Kaito with the little doggo friend. Kaito's little doggo friend. There's another shot we can look at from this trailer. This one's fun. They just look like a fun bunch. Like, they're I guess if there's one nice thing that this will definitely be taken from Zenkaiger, it's the characters are gonna be crazy. So that's fun. I love that. Majin and Oni's sister combined mech. Sure. They will have the same suit actress, so that's pretty cool. I hope to see Donbrothers Monsters of the Week versus Geo Monsters of the Week special episode. I don't know if they'll do that, but that would be pretty funny, because they are like basically another Riders. They're like another Sentais. I don't know what that means, but did I catch the Pokemon reference in the trailer? No. I did not catch the Pokemon reference in the trailer. Kiji Brother's arms are clipping through his shoulder pads. I can't unsee it. Oh yeah, even in this shot they're clipping through. But it's not as bad as in the other shot. But yeah, in this shot they are definitely clipping through his pads. Toei CG. You gotta hate it. No love. Just hate it. So, I'm going to end here in a second. So, any real quick questions, comments, whatever you have, throw them in the chat. And then I guess I'll read those before I disappear forever. You'll never see me again. I'm just kidding. I'll probably be back live streaming March, because news comes out in March. And I don't feel like doing 2 streams in February, because I was going to do one in January, but then I forgot. So, no, I didn't forget. I just didn't do it. So, oops. I think I might know how they're going to summon Don Zenkaio, probably with the Avataro gear in set 1, but it is weird they didn't include it with the bundle. But, it's just an incentive to buy the, it's probably an incentive to buy that gear set, because you can buy the big mecha, and you're like, I have the big mecha, but if I want the sound for it, I have to go buy this other thing and the gun. So it's just a toy marketing campaign. Bandai at it again. There's a reference to the first Japanese opening of Pokemon with Pikachu passing under a girl, just like the Sonic OC does with Oni's sister. I mean, I feel like that just might be a joke, in quotation marks, that they were trying to do. So why was I so vague about the Discord closing? I don't know what that's referring to, because I am keeping the Discord server. If you're not in the Discord server but you have Discord, I have a link in the description of this video or live stream whatever format you're watching it. Right now, there's a link down there to join the Discord server, so you can join if you feel like it. If not, you don't have to. The fact you can see a slight shadow of the blue and pink, or the blue and yellow, and not on the black and pink is a bit disturbing. Yeah, that's when it's the lack of shadows a bit off-putting. But I don't know. I feel like they might have a lot of scenes like this where you can kind of see a shadow with the characters, but not really. So they don't have to add a shadow with blue, black and pink. I don't know. Who would win in a fight, Goddess Majin or Plushie Majin? Obviously Plushie Majin. I mean, it's obvious. She's so tiny but powerful. It's like Inu Brother, but like 10 million times better. Zenkaiger versus Kira Major? That could still happen. The Kira Major versus Ryu Soldier movie got announced after the Ryu Soldier... Sorry. Kira Major versus Ryu Soldier was announced after the Kira Major finale. So maybe after the Zenkaiger finale, they'll announce Kira Major versus Zenkaiger. I don't know. We can't say there's not going to be a Zenkaiger movie until the show ends because... I mean, even after the show ends, they could still do one. So, until they officially come out and they're like, there will not be another Zenkaiger movie, we should probably assume there will be another Zenkaiger movie. So will ToQger ever get adapted? I have no idea. I don't work at Hasbro. So if I worked at Hasbro, maybe I would get ToQger adapted, but I don't know. Goddess Majin became a higher being and reincarnated into Oni's sister. That is a straight lie because Oni's sister is not a higher being at all. So what other Sentai alters or Sentai referenced mech would I like to see in Donbrothers? I mean, a Ryu Soldier one would be really cool, because I like Ryu Soldier and the Ryu Soldier mecha. Magi Ranger would also be really cool because I really like Magi Ranger and the Magi Ranger mecha. It's just, I guess, Magi Ranger Ryu Soldier because I like those seasons. I would like to see how that happens. Would the Zenkaiser monster be based on Zenkaiser, Zenkai Red, or Juran? Probably Zenkaiser, because he's a leader. Although it's not like the Ryu Soldier one is just based on a knight, the idea of a knight, and it's named after the mecha / the team name. And then the ToQger one's just a train, so I don't think it would be based on any of them in particular. It might just be like a robot-looking thing. Majin Hyper Battle DVD spinoff? Absolutely. I'm 100% on board. Where do I buy my Super Sentai collectibles? I buy them... There's a lot of places you could buy them. You could check HLJ, Ami Ami. HLJ is Hobby Link Japan, actually, as well. Recently, I've been using Bai because Bai sponsors me. And I think that's pretty cool. So they're going to give me money. I'll keep giving them money. We have a mutual agreement. So... am I hyped for Transformers Legacy? I guess. I'm not really like... I don't know. It looks... I mean, yeah, I guess so. The multiverse thing seems really cool with the whole different designs. But other than that, if they make a new... I think there's a rumor they're making a new Soundwave. So if they make a new Soundwave, I'll buy the new Soundwave. But other than that, it just seems fine. It's a Transformers toy line, so it looks cool. Nothing wrong with it. How are the Donbrothers going to be able to use the powers of Sentai teams post Gokaiger if they haven't directly gone to those teams? I mean, the Zenkaigers could use the powers of all the Sentai teams and didn't meet any of those teams. So I think it's just a case of Gokaiger felt like we have to go meet these people to steal their powers. It turns out you don't have to do that. You can just steal everyone's powers without meeting everyone. So, yeah. would be cool to see Deno and Donbrothers in an episode special. I feel like they will, not an episode special, but I feel like there will be a joke somewhere in some crossover movie. If that happens, probably not, but maybe. I mean, they might just pull the Deno movie out of their asses again and then make it a crossover with Donbrothers. But maybe I feel like there'll be at least like a social media post or something like, look, Peach Boy, they're friends. Yay. Majin Witch plus Oni's sister Demon Mech would look awesome. That's true. I mean, because Majin's the component, so it's just awesome anyways. Wait a minute. If Pink and Black are tall and short, how did they change height and size? It's because it's Avataro Sentai Donbrothers. It's supposed to be like game avatars. So yeah. It's like, I don't know if they're gonna actually physically be the suits or not, but it is meant to be the idea of like they're avatars. So those two characters' avatars just happen to be a 7-foot tall bird and a 3-foot tall little dog. So Deno becomes the legs again. Will there be a 6th member? There will be a 6th and a 7th member. There will be a 6th Ranger duo, as I mentioned earlier, a gold and a silver. We don't really know much about them right now, but we will soon, I guess. Not soon. Like, what? We saw Two Kaiser, like, he debuted in episode 8. I think we found out about him. Well, yeah, we would have gotten the preview in episode 7, and we found out a bit before that. So, probably around, like, 6 weeks in is when we got the Two Kaiser reveal. So, I guess about 6 weeks into this show, we'll get some sort of leak for gold and silver. X8 Season 2 for 2026. Yes, I agree. I don't know what that has to do with anything, but I do agree. Oh, we hit the 2-hour mark on my end. So, with that, I guess we'll might as well end it here. Since I feel like running out of things to mention or whatever. So, that'll be it for the Donbrothers / a little bit of Revice, but mostly the Donbrothers press conference discussion. Upcoming this week, or actually, okay, so recent videos I've got in the description. If you haven't seen my recent videos, I did a Magic Ranger review. Since this is a Sentai video, I've also done I did a couple of X-Aid videos, or a whole X-Aid review in 2 parts, and then I did a ranking of X-Aid movies. This week, in like a couple of days, I'll be releasing another unboxing, and I already have an X8 unboxing. Next is another X8 unboxing. And then after that, I think it'll be the beginning of March, or might be the tail end of February. We'll have to see. I've got a couple of Zenkaiger videos coming out, including the long-awaited season review of Zenkaiger after the show's all finished. And then right after that will be my premiere. Not right after that, but like after that will be my review of the premiere of Donbrothers. So be sure to subscribe if you don't want to miss any of that, any of my whatever's thoughts on whatever. And I hope to see you next time. Thank you for watching.